welcome everyone to the Saitama Stadium 2002. Very confusing considering it was opened in 2001, October of 2001 in fact. But we are of course here for the Fuji Xerox Super Cup. Yes, we are taking on the big boys of Yokohama F Marinos. But before we get into that one, it is a brand new season, so we do have plenty of news to catch up on, as well as some transfers. So without further ado, let's hop into Football Manager 21 and crack on with today's episode. Okay, so like I said in the previous segment, we've got a lot to cover in today's episode. We're going to start here in the notification screen, then we'll transition over to the inbox, have a little look at our season expectations, and then head on over to the transfers before finally, of course, jumping into today's game. So, first of all, AFC Champions League group stage draw. We got put in a group of Buriram United, Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors FC, and Tampines Rovers FC even. So, last one, they are a Singaporean team. We then have these, who I believe are South Korean. Yes, South Korean K-League Classic. And then these from the Taiwanese League. So we're going to be heading to Thailand, over to Singapore, and over to South Korea. Some very good adventures ahead of us in the AFC Championship, but that amalgamates itself at the start of our league season pretty much. So that is going to be a couple of episodes in. I believe after this one we're going to do the first league game of the season. Then we're going to be heading to, I believe it is Buriram United. Oh no, sorry, we're welcoming in Buriram United to our home. We've got a bunch of home games in that early on, so depending how it's going, I might jump over some of them just so we can get to the away legs, but we are versing them probably in 2 episodes time. But for now, we've got plenty of news to get through. So AK-47, he asked to discuss his future. AK-47, of course, our backup right-hand sided midfielder. Not sure why he was too much of a hurry to leave, but he wanted to pursue a move to Urawa Red Diamonds. Now, with all these discussion ones, we'll cover them when we get to the transfers, but he wanted to leave and go there. Whether he went there or not, well, we'll find out in a bit. Board set initial budget. Now, we got an amazing budget. Yes, the budget news came through. We got 105 grand per week to spend and 9.9 million to spend. I have adjusted that a little bit, moved some into wages, which I'm probably going to have to move back into transfer funds to buy the last few players that I'm looking at getting. We'll go over that as well. But that is the initial budget we got. We then have takeover rumours, which aren't to be believed. Don't believe them. Do not believe the conspiracy theories about the takeover. It's not happening. I hope it is. Hope it's a billionaire. Hope we've got some rich billionaire coming to give us a load of oil funds. That would be great. Now, Kaneko, keen to discuss future. He also wanted to leave and go to Urawa Red Diamonds. A backup, of course, on our left side. So, Urawa Red Diamonds trying to steal our backup left and right hand side of midfielders. Not the best players in the world. People who are definitely not irreplaceable. And if we got ridiculous offers, we could take them. So, yeah. Not quite sure why they was in a rush to go. We weren't in a rush to sell them, but considering they wanted to leave, I weren't going to stand in their way if we got a good enough offer. And that is what I told them. I went back to them. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I went back to them and basically said, I want your valuation or higher. And that is what we set the asking prices at. Now, link terminated between us and Cajon Calen. Basically, nothing was happening. We weren't utilising it. They were utilising it. That just went down the drain. I did actually ask the board to replace it with a different one. That's currently in the pipeline. Not sure where that's going. In terms of Ono, well, Ono, he retired. We all know Ono. Ono, the man, the myth, the legend. He was about 41, I believe, when he retired. And yes, he has had one heck of a career. I love this man. He is awesome. But I ain't going to keep him around. Just so, yeah. Nostalgia really made me want to keep him around. Maybe even we can bring him back as a coach, but as a player, he was just past it. We couldn't keep him around as a player. So Ono has retired. Now, Saito, he wanted to discuss personal matters as well. He was after a move to Vissel Kobe. Yes, the massive team of Vissel Kobe wanted to snipe our youngster. He's not a bad player, by all means. Saito is a decent player, but right now he is not developed. he's one for the future. So from my perspective, we definitely needed a good offer for him. Whether we got that good offer is yet to be seen, but we'll find that out in a second. In terms of scouting range, well, that got upgraded. The board allowed us to explore the entirety of the world, and considering we had a 9.9 million budget, I decided to utilise that. Yes, I moved some of that budget into some scouting funds, so for the entirety of at least this season, we are scouting the entire globe. So hopefully, we can find the best Japanese talent there is on this planet. Hopefully, they haven't disappeared and gone to Mars. Now, Yokohama F Marinos signed Fukai. Yes, this is one transfer I can tell you about before we get to the transfer screen, and that is Yokohama F Marinos have signed Kazuki Fukai for 900,000. He was a backup. We didn't particularly need him. It was just a bit of depth. And as you can see, he's only valued 850 grand for them after that transfer. And back when he was with us, I think it was around 500,000. So very good bit of business selling him on. I'm not quite sure. Okay, he's been at our club for the entirety of his career. So yeah, 900 grand. We've got nothing to compare it to, but I think that is a very good amount. In terms of the inbox, well, we're going to quickly jump over to that. As you can see, the AFC Championship, we're expected to reach the second round as a minimum. Mid-table in the J1 League. Personally, we've got higher aspirations than the mid-table, but our players don't want to aim higher. Our board doesn't want to aim higher. We know they're better than that, but they apparently don't, so they want to go for mid-table. In terms of the Super Cup, well, they want us to try and win it. I think that's a bit optimistic considering how far ahead Yokohama F Marinos were at the the end of last season, the start of this one, prior to me making any acquisitions. The acquisitions, I will say, are some very good acquisitions, but I don't think we've made that much of a leap. They was ahead by 20 or so points, 20, 25 points, I want to say. So that's a big hurdle to jump. Don't see us winning it. The Emperor's Cup reached the semi-finals as a minimum. That is aspirational, but I like it. Considering we managed to win it, I like it. Same with the Louvain Cup, reached the semi-finals. Those are massive jumps compared to previous years. But it's what we shall take. Thankfully, they aren't focused on them too much. But now, it is time to head on over and have a look at those transfers. Okay, so as you can see, we've been rather active in the transfer market. 9 players in, 3 players out. Now, 3 of those, of course, were already free transfers coming in. Not quite sure if I covered them exactly, but we'll have a little look through them. First of all, we have Keito Hirata coming from Mito Hollyhock on a free transfer. As you can see, 1.5 star, 2.5 star, possibly 3.5 star. Solid winger, also can play in central midfield. I can't remember what my exact plan for him was. I want to say I was going to make him a winger. Yeah, his stats say winger. So I think I want to make him attacking midfield left, retrain him as a winger over there. As you can see, yeah, I must be, because he now has a dot over there. So that must be me retraining him over on that side. We then have Paul Obina Obi from Yokohama F Marinos. Yes, today's opponents. He came in on a free transfer, 3 star, 4 star potential. Not sure how much he played. He played 19 games, conceded 19, 6 clean sheets, 2 player matches, 6.98. Technically, he's slightly better than Nakano. Depending on how he plays, him and Nakano are going to swap it up. So the plan is, I want to keep developing Nakano, but if Obi is playing well, Obi is the man in the squad. We then have Uenaka. Uenaka, he comes in. Who did he come in from? He came on from Nagasaki. 2 star. 2 star potential, maybe 3 star potential. A little bit disappointing when he came in. But as you can see, decent stats, can be a decent forward. He just adds a bit more depth up front, in fact. We're probably going to end up loaning him out. He might even go back to the J2 League and play either with or against Nagasaki. But he came on a free transfer. Can't really argue too much about that. Now, let's go over to the cheaper ones. So first of all, we have Hatsu. Again, another depth player. Ryo Hatsu is a Japanese 23-year-old, 2.5 star, 3 star potential. It does say he's mainly a left back, but I like to use him as a right back. He's backup for our right and backup for our left. Basically, Yanagi wanted to go out. Yanagi is not going out. We've kept Yanagi, so Yanagi is still our backup right-hand side, but this guy now gives us backup on both sides as well. Probably the replacement for Yoshi if Yanagi long-term sticks around, so he is adding a bit more depth at our wing-back positions, which in this formation, it's something we definitely need plenty of backup for, because wingbacks will get tired rather easily. Kishimoto, another person who can play at right back, but mainly for us, he is a winger. So, and he can even play striker. Look at the versatility of this guy. All the way down left, all the way down right, up front. And yes, he is right-footed though, so I'm not quite sure how he's exactly playing on that left-hand side, but he ain't going to be playing there for us. He's going to be a right-hand-sided attacking midfielder. He's a backup over on that side. As you can see, 9 goals in 36 games, 1 assist, 6.82 in the league below for Vortis, but a solid player nevertheless, and hopefully can make the step up into this league. Now, on top of that, we also have the addition of Inukai. Inukai, yes, 975 grand. This guy is a bargain. 3.5 star potential, 27 years of age, so he is getting on a little bit. He's a bit more of a senior player, but he's not past it by any means. He's got a good 5 years or so in him. And yeah, nice solid centre back to go in our partnership alongside Havanir. So he has joined from Kashima Antlers, where he played in this league 28 times, 3 goals in fact, and a 7.08. So he was in this league last year, had a great time, played half the season. In fact, played about 2/3 of the season, and he did a good job. So hopefully he can come into our team, get 40 or so games a season, and play well in those. On top of that, we have Nakagawa. Nakagawa is a striker. In fact, it says he's a right attacking mid, but he's a striker. He's a striker, at least for us. 3.5 star potential, 28 years of age, 2 international caps for the Japanese team. He is going to be giving some competition up front to our nice young 18-year-old, who unfortunately is now going to drop to the bench. So Nakashima is going to be working his way off the bench, but now we have 2 amazing strikers who can battle it out up front. If we need to, we can have 2 good strikers up front together. It's going to be great. We're going to get some goals, and we've tightened up at the back, as you've seen in terms of our centre back and in terms of our brand new goalkeeper. So we're going to be scoring more, should be conceding less. Nice little balance there. We then have the addition of Kawasaki. Yes, Kawasaki. We've gone and got ourselves a motorbike, ladies and gents. We couldn't get Suzuki. I wanted to bring back Suzuki, who was previously at the club. He wouldn't come. His club would allow us to buy him. Unfortunately, he just wouldn't accept a contract that was even remotely really reasonable. I don't think he would accept a contract offer. So yeah, that was disappointing. But we've got Kawasaki, a 19-year-old Japanese left attacking mid, can play in the centre and can even play up front. And he can even be a backup in that central midfield if needed. Look at this versatility. This guy is a workhorse. 2.5 star, 3.5 star, possibly 4.5 star. He comes in from Yokohama F Marinos. They loaned him from Gamba, and Gamba loaned him from their own under-23s. Interesting. Anyway, last season he played 31 times, got 2 goals, 3 assists, 1 play of the match, and a 6.89. Nice little bit of business getting him in for 1.1 million in, I think, although he is only valued at 750 grand. Long term, I think that is going to be worth it. Now, my favourite signing of them all, as you can see, we broke the budget for this man. Our previous Havanir, 170 grand. We broke that repeatedly. We have now spent 2.9 million on one player, and this player is Joel Chima Fujita from Toshima Vortis. Now, as you saw before, Toshima Vortis was in the league below, but 3.5 star, 4 star potential, maybe even 5. 18-year-old, 0 caps, but he is capped at under 23 level, currently in the under 23s national side. He's going to be playing as a ball-winning midfielder. He can play all the way back in central defence and defensive mid. He can even be a playmaker, but I think I'm going to have him in that ball-winning midfielder role, at least for the short term. He's going to be there alongside Miyazawa, because Miyazawa is our main deep line playmaker. Although, he's 31. He's picking up a few knocks during this pre-season. He's had about 4 or 5, like 3 to 4 day knocks, so Maybe Fujita just moves over there. We bring Kim Min-tae back into that central attacking mid, and that's how that works out. But valued at 1.7 million, he is on a 10 grand a week contract, but 16 decision making, 16 natural fitness, 16 work rate. This guy is amazing. Last year played 31 games. Okay, I'm getting confused. Toshima Vortis, J1 League, 31. So he played 31 games in this league, got 1 goal, 1 player match, and 7.09. I remember playing them, to be honest, but who knows what league they're in. Oh, it's because they got relegated. I'm pretty sure they got relegated, didn't they? No? No? Were you in the league below? I don't know. Toshima Vortis, you're confusing me, my friends. So, he was at Toshima Vortis. We paid 2.9 million, got a great player in Joel Chima Fujita. And well, what's that done for our squad? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's head on over to the dressing room for today's game. Okay, so before we hop into that game, it looks like we've got yet more news. First of all, our affiliate thing. Yes, we're going to be looking for yet another affiliate. If I just drop down here, I'm happy to announce that the board will shortly begin the search for a suitable affiliate club. So we're going to be replacing our old affiliate with one that we have chosen. Now, Nakamura, he is a player we don't particularly need. Toya Nakamura, he is 1.5 star, 1.5 star, maybe 2.5 star potential. He's not great. He's not a player we want really around. He was playing in the Kanto League 1 for Tochigi City. Got a 6.89, decent. 1 player in a match, 1 goal. But he's never going to be at our level. He's probably a J3 League, maybe J2 League player. So, yeah, 55 grand. That is what we asked for him. He's valued at 39. We're just going to accept that. I'm not even going to try and negotiate it. Just get him out the door. Go play your football elsewhere. We don't need you. In terms of these, well, this is reminding me I do need to go have a look for some new staff. Not quite sure how depleted we are. Okay, recruitment, we definitely need to refill our recruitment, and we definitely need to get a few more coaches in. So we need a performance analyst. We're overdoing it on the coaches, and we need some more performance analysts. Okay, so performance analyst is what we need. We're looking good on the coaching team, though. Look at these stats. Anyway, we're doing solid on that front. We just need to pick up a few more. Consadole received 2.28 million for TV rights for the upcoming league season. Now, in terms... fixtures released. So there is a little look at our fixtures. I believe we're going to play Belmare in the next one because it's an away game. It's first game of the season. We're going to see how we get on against them. Probably not going to play in the Red Diamonds one because of the other stuff, but right now we have the J-League Cup draw. Yes, the draw for the J-League YBC Louvain Cup is made today. Consadole are one of 18 teams that will be seeded first in the draw. So this is going to be a big draw because of course it is early on and it's the group stage. So we've not made the first two. Yes, because it's done on... I get you. So these 2 seeds should be drawn next, I'm guessing. So we're in with Fukuoka and Osaka. Looking at these groups, that or C. Actually, I'm glad we avoided D. I would have preferred B, I think, out of these groups, to be honest. But, and Gamba Osaka. Okay, so we've avoided Marinos. We've avoided... Oh, no, we've... Interesting. So, we got one of the first seeds. Yeah, right. Oita we can beat. Gamba Osaka we can beat. Cerezo Osaka is going to be a tough one. And Fukuoka we can beat. So I think we can definitely guarantee top 4 in this. I don't see any bad problems with this. I think we can win the group, but I think it's going to be a tough group. I think we're battling in that first to third range. I don't think we'll have to worry about not making out the group, but yeah. It's not the easiest, not the hardest group. Again, I would have probably... Now Marinos is in there, I'm glad I'm not in B, but other than Marinos, that is quite a nice group. That group is a tricky one. Antlers, Raysol, Hiroshima, those 3 can be a problem. S-Pulse can be a problem. Belmare, they're not a bad team. Like, that group is okay. There's no team in that where I'm like, they're definitely going to miss out. And same with this one really, except Sendai. Sendai is probably going to get absolutely tanked. Toshima Vortis, I think if we was in that group we would destroy, so I can see Kobe and Frontail. It's probably going to be a Kobe Frontail Tokyo sort of race, with these two battling out to see who can pick up the last spot. So that is the Levain Cup. It's 4 days away from that game. As you can see, got 2.4 million left in the transfer budget. If we've got any more news, I'll bring that of course to you, but hopefully when I see you in just a second, we'll be over at the stadium. Okay, so I'm getting forgetful in my old age. When we was over on the transfer screen, I did forget to mention the final 2 players leaving, which of course was Kaneko and AK-47. Both of those went to Urawa Red Diamonds in the end for 525,000 and 375 grand each. Now Kaneko, he only valued at 400 grand, not too bad to get 525 grand for him. AK-47, 375 grand, well, he's valued at 220, so both good bits of business. And joining them on the way out is Toya Nakamura, who did eventually go for that 55 grand to Omiya Adija in the second tier of Japanese football. So those are the players out. How does our squad look now for today's game as we take on Yokohama F Marinos? Well, first of all, we need to head to the tactical meeting screen and talk to our lovely assistant. And today's game, it's going to be in front of 44,129 people. Capacity of 63,718. Little bit disappointing, but not too bad to start the season. 1 degree Celsius, calm. It was originally expected to be raining, but it looks like it's going to be a bit overcast. And then pitch condition is perfect. Now, positive mentality to a cautious, you know what, that's not a bad idea. We're playing probably the best team in the entire country, so let's do that. We'll apply the opposition instructions. They're expected to go for a 4-4-2, although I expect they'll probably just copy our formation and go for a 4-2-3-1. And speaking of our 4-2-3-1, in goal is Obi. Yes, the new goalkeeper is starting. A backline of Suga, Havania, Inukai and Komai. In central midfield is Fujita alongside Miyazawa. On the left hand side is Sonkrazin. On the right, Lucas. In between, Lopez. Yes, the attacking mid has been untouched thus far. Nakagawa up front on his own. A bench consisting of, this is where it gets great because we've got great depth now. Nakano is our backup goalkeeper. Yanagi on the bench. Fukamori, who is a starter on our bench. Kim Mintai, again a starter, who is now on our bench. Arano, Kishimoto and Nakashima, who of course scored 30 odd goals last season. So very strong bench, and it gets even stronger when we have some players returning as well, because Kishimoto, the backup on the right hand side, isn't the person I was planning on having on the bench. In fact, it was going to be Kawasaki. Kawasaki though currently is injured for 2 weeks. Okay, expected to return in 11 days. He's currently got a virus, so sent him home. He's going to be resting up and hopefully not infecting anyone else in the team. So that is it for today's game. Oh, and as you can see, there's quite a few bids. These 3, 4, 5 players. Yeah, a lot of players going out on loan because they do have some development potential. Some of them at least. Some not so much, but there's a lot of interesting loaning our players. Some even in our own league, so we might even end up playing against some of them if I've not written it into their contracts. It's going to be good. We've got some players going out on loan. That's going to shorten our salary cap, and yes, it's going to be all good news in the end. They're going to get to develop, we're going to get a bit of money for it, and all is good. So, tactical, the only problem is Fujita. He's lacking tactical familiarity with the formation. He'll learn it, he'll be fine. Nakagawa, Obi, Kim Mintai, all having good bits. Miyazawa's liking being back in the team. Pleased to make his debut is Inukai, and same with Fujita. So, let's crack on with this one. Let's let the lads get their debut, and let's see how they do. Let's see who become our new heroes of the series. Nakashima, he, in that first season, he was on fire. I actually feel a little guilty dropping him down to the bench. But considering Nakagawa's ability, I couldn't not put Nakagawa in the starting lineup, and as you know, we're going with a single striker. So unfortunately, Nakashima has dropped to the bench. But Nakashima, I have not forgotten about you. You will come on when Nakashima's having rough games. Sorry, Nakagawa's having rough games. Nakashima, you'll come on. They'll swap and change. It's all good. They'll both get plenty of game time. We'll be okay. Now, these fans have been fantastic for us. They're the ones who really pay your wages. Go out there and win it for them. Exactly. Punch fists. Do it for the fans. Do it for you, fan ladies and gents. Come on, lads. Only Lucas is motivated. Keep that in mind when it comes to that fan vote at the end of the year, because he is the only one who really cares about you. The rest of them, they're just like, oh, whatever, the fans, okay, they pay our wages. Not really, you do, boss, sorry, but yeah. No. You pay for the tickets, you pay for the merchandise, you come to the games, you support us, you get us to being where we are today. They need to respect you. Thankfully, Lucas at least does. So, that's at least one bit of news. Also, Emperor's Cup. All of these games are currently ongoing. Anything else we can put on this side, which might actually be a bit better than just watching more match stats? Visualizer, I guess, will give us something different to look at. So we'll put the visualizer over there. Of course, we'll have the league table in the next one, even though it's not going to be showing a whole lot. We'll have the league table over there as we verse, I believe, Belmere in the opening game. So, Songkraz in, whips in, back post, nodded away. It's now Mita. Mita on the counter-attack, gets it over to Maeda. Maeda's got Elbow behind him if he wishes to use him. Komai, why are you over on this left-hand side? You should be on the right. Anyway, lovely bit of pressure, and it's cleared away, but only as far as Bunmafan. Bunmafan coming down this left-hand side, tries to whip in across. Can he do it? He does. It's near post, nodded in by Elba. And we're a goal down, ladies and gents. Goal down. And that really started through Fujita's terrible clearance, which went straight here, was pounced on, and then the cross was delivered. And unfortunately, we now probably have to try and turn things around. So we're going to swap to a positive mentality. I know it's dangerous. They're a solid team, but we're a goal down. We haven't shot. We haven't had a single shot in the first half an hour. We need to push on. I don't dare go any higher, to be honest. Suga to throw it in, gets it to Songkrazin. Songkrazin will be dispossessed, and it's cleared away, but Fujita should be able to keep this one in. He does. Good job from Fujita this time. Miyazawa holding up the ball nicely, gets it back to Fujita. Now over to Miyazawa once more. Tries to crossfield ball it. Lucas, lovely. Getting that. I thought we was going to give the ball away then. Komai on this right hand side, cuts inside, pulls it back for Lopez, now to Miyazawa. Lovely build up play. Lopez to Miyazawa, crossfield ball to Suga. Suga has plenty of space, he can pull it to Songkrazin if he wishes, doesn't, whips it across. It is cleared away. And the effort is wasted. In fact, they're going on the counter attack. Maeda slots it under OB. The new boys. They're not showing why I signed them. That is for sure. Obi-Wan Kenobi letting the ball go straight underneath him. Fujita earlier on giving the ball away. They're not having terrible statistics, 6.7 and 6.8. In fact, it's the old guard which are really having the bad stats, but they're the two that really made the mistakes. It's not looking good. Yeah, man marking. As we just have to go very attacking at this point. We've conceded 2. We've had a dismal effort in front of goal. Because as you can see, they've had 5 shots to our 2, 4 on target to our 1, a 0.81 XG to a 0.19. 6 corners to 4, 5 fouls to 5. 0 yellow cards, 88% passing to 84, 52% possession to 48. Now, this is where we're going double striker. We have to go double striker. These fans are being fantastic for us. Exactly. Punch face, fantastic. Again, nobody cares. Apart from Nakano. So, Nakano, Nakashima, and Lucas, although Lucas seems to have given up now, are the only ones who seem to care about what you fine ladies and gents think. So, like I said, fan vote, end of the season, remember that. Take it out on them. They deserve you to take it out on them. You should be respected. They should respect your authority. And they are not respecting your authority right now. So, we are going to bring Nakashima on for Lopez, who's currently having a disappointing 6.6. Now, the worst performer right now is Sonkrazin with a 6.1. So, Nishimoto, get over there. Lucas, in fact, can swap over there. Nishimoto can come on the wing over this side. And then Komai is our next lowest performer. So, it explains why they've exploited this wing. Yanagi will come on for him. Again, we can't substitute everyone who's struggling because Suga, Nakagawa, Havania, Inukai. So both of our centre backs, our left back, in fact our whole defence was playing terrible. Our midfield in Miyazawa having a bad game. Aye. Fujita is our best performer though with a 6.8. So that 2.9 million coming in well, although like I said, he gave them the opening goal basically, so maybe it's not paying off too well, but I have faith. I have faith. Long term, this team will work out. But right now, we've got rain. And it feels like we've got rain. Both emotionally and physically and within the weather. It's rain. It's wet. It's dismal. It's disheartening. And now, Nishida has just gone and made it free. We really need to bounce back in the next one. We really need to bounce back in the league. This is rough. And Obi, you've already got yourself dropped to the bench, my friend. Nakano will be back. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. What is this effort, my friend? 6.4. 6. So, Nakawa gets it to Lucas. Lucas over to Miyazawa. Miyazawa tries to play it up, but it's intercepted. Kishimoto had no chance to get into that. Lucas now dispossessed by Suzuki. Suzuki gets it to Nishida. Nishida, please don't score a fourth one. Ball over the top to this left-hand side. Hasegawa. Hasegawa, lovely Inakai, unfortunately. He gives it straight back to them, though. This is the problem we had last season. We're not a bad team, except we have these very annoying issues where we just go to clear it and we just hoof it straight to their player, and then they come straight back at us and score from it. Now, Nakagawa gets it over to Nakashima. Nakashima drills one in bottom left-hand corner. Come on, Nakashima. I love this man. He's amazing. Nakagawa on a 6.3. Having a rough game, but he gets the assist to our beautiful goal scorer, Nakashima. And you know what? I might even be tempted to set up a formation with two strikers, because we've got two great strikers now, and we need to utilise them. The problem with that is we do have to drop our centre attacking mid, which does mean Lopez is going to be dropped, but maybe that's the bullet we need to bite. Drop Lopez. Might upset him. Maybe we just do it every other game. But 3-1. We at least managed to pull a goal back. Get some dignity against Yokohama F Marinos. Not the result we wanted. In fact, I didn't even pay attention to who was in their team. Did they have Fukai in their team? Because that would have been bitter. That would have been a bitter pill to swallow. But unfortunately, they are the victors in this one. We have to come back another time. Maybe we can take it out on them in the league. Perhaps this is the calm before the storm. We can bounce back with some vigour. But today, which is terrible. They had 11 shots, 2 out of 5, 6 on target, 2 out of 3, a 1.42 XG to a 0.52, 10 corners to 8, 7 fouls to 13, 1 yellow card, 1 yellow card, 88% passing to 81, 55% possession to 45. We bounced back. We dug ourselves a hole, but in the end that hole was far too deep, conceding 3 goals in those first 55 minutes and then pulling one back on the 67th. As you can see, Nakashima 7 rating and a goal was our best performer. Lucas only got a 6.4 though. In fact, I'm not going to go through all the players who had terrible performance because Miyazawa 6.2. Like, come on, Miyazawa. Songkraz in 6.1. This is a once in a lifetime terrible performance. It seemed like everyone was playing bad. I don't know. I really don't know. This makes me want to bring back Nakano. It makes me want to bring back Nakashima into the starting lineup. But can Songkraz in, Miyazawa, Lucas, and all these other players, our entire back line pretty much, have bad games all at the same time again? I don't think so. I think it's a rare moment. We can't take it too much to heart. We tried, we failed, and I'm disappointed that we couldn't win the trophy today. But we have fighting spirit at this club. We do not give up that easily. Yes, that's a bitter pill to swallow, but so was the Levain Cup final last year. And what did we do? We came back, we won the Emperor's Cup. We won our final game of the season. And in the next episode, we are going to go away to Shonan Bellmare and we are going to destroy them. And then in the following one, we're going to welcome Berry Ram United and we're going to do the same to them. Hopefully. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night and goodbye.